Welcome to the Life's Necessities and Luxuries radio show. Today, our host, Dawn Marie Mutel, your life's commodities broker, will bring you fashion, beauty tips, business acumen, teach you where to find the life's greatest necessities and the finest luxuries. Now, here's Dawn Marie.
Hey, my lifers, it's Dawn Marie Mutel. I'm your host for tonight's episode of Life's Necessities and Luxuries, and today I'm going to be talking about a necessity, and that is, what are your intentions for your life? I just got out of the Oprah 2020 Vision Tour. I actually am doing this in my car as I'm driving home from Fort Lauderdale from the Oprah show, and spent 5 hours with her, going through her journal, getting through some questions that were pretty intense to have to find out what it is that we intend to do with our lives. Now, it may seem like a simple question, but, in all actuality, it's really not that simple. We have this surface layer of us, right? This is what we are, this is what we do. But deep down inside, there is a purpose for each and every one of us. Now, I believe that God, and you may call it whatever you like, but I believe that God puts an imprint on our lives when we're born to do something. Now, even if it's cleaning houses or whatever, it doesn't matter what it is, but it's something that we're all supposed to be doing. Do you know what your purpose is, or are you just going through the motions day by day and not knowing what it is that you really want to do? Or maybe you have a big dream in the back of your mind, but it's kind of just there in the back of your mind and you just don't know where to begin. I totally get it, because I floundered and floundered after I got hit by the drunk driver and I lost my dance career. I didn't know what I was going to do with myself. Thankfully, I, got into the music business, and that kind of saved me because I was still in entertainment. I was having a good time. And the fact that I got to administer Michael Jackson's music catalog with ATV Music, I was thrilled. And even with the Beatles, I grew up singing the Beatles on my sister's hip when I was just a wee baby, and I couldn't even speak, but we were playing the drum parts because she knew I could get along with the boom, 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 boom. And before long, and that's at age 3. And then here I am at 19 playing the drums, right? And then I just start learning how to play. And all of a sudden you start meeting people who are playing and people who worked in drum stores who were helping me get my gear. And I remember this man who worked in the building. I was working for a real estate developer, and he worked in the music business for a recording company that handled recording equipment for various recording studios. And he said, Dawn Marie, I have a Rototom set, which was these fun drums that they played in the 80s and a lot of those electronic bands. But he brought them in from Long Island into Manhattan for me and gave them to me for free. But the thing was, I intended to start to learn how to play, and that was my intention. And the thing that when you make that intention and you put it out into the universe, all things can happen. Anything is possible that you just can't even imagine. And I tell you, this happens to me and everyone else that I've talked to who've had big dreams or big goals or big desires. And the more that they thought about it and they started to act on it, that's when everything started to fall into place. Now, it may not take a minute to get it, so you may have to work at it for a while, and maybe you have to work at it for a number of years. I know that I've had to do things for many, 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 many years before I saw the results I wanted to see. I'm still struggling really hard to get the big dreams that I have, for the vision that I have for myself, for my business. I'm not there yet, but I struggle every day. And I know it's hey, as long as you're plugging away every day, I say you are a winner, because that means you have determination and you have the will and the desire and the drive to keep going when the things get tough, as they will, as they always do. So, what do you really want to intend for yourself for this 2020? I have a vision board workshop coming up. I would love for you to join us, because that's going to be some of the questions that can help you get the answers that you need so that you can get clear on getting the things that you want out of your life. Whether it's for your personal life, whether it's for your family, whether it's for your business, your career, or all of the above. And you got to think of, she mentioned something, and I've always believed this as well. And I just love the way she brought this up, because for those of you who have children and you're a caretaker, it's really important. You think about, you want your kids to be happy, but what about you? I mean, what happens when they fly the nest and they fly the coop? What are you going to do? So if you start now on building something that you know that one day is going to be all yours and you have more time to do it. No one's saying you have to do everything full time. You can always do things part time, as I always did things part time, and I still do things part time because, I do have to pay my bills. I am a single woman. I do need to, work my butt off. And especially here in Florida where they don't want to pay, they're really behind the times. Yeah, let me just tell you that. I make money that I made when I was a teenager, which is really bad. We're in 2020, and let me not rant on that. So my question to you still remains. Think about some of the things that you really wanted to do. Maybe something that was in the past that you wanted to do, but you stopped doing it for one reason or another. Now's the time to bring it out, rekindle it, get the flame burning, put those wood sticks together and start the flame so that you can really achieve some of those things that you want, that if you don't do it now, it's never going to happen. And, things take time to fall into place. And not everything, as I mentioned, happens overnight. And with some will, determination, and discipline, discipline is key. Everybody wants everything like right now and immediately. But I have to tell you that, without that discipline, you're not going to get the stuff that you really deserve to get, because everybody thinks that they can just get something and have it in 10 minutes, but that's not the case. A lot of these millennials, I find, are thinking that, they are entitled to getting stuff that they didn't really work for. Now, I know when I came out of school, it wasn't like you're just going to come out of school and get a job that was $100,000 a year, right? That didn't exist. So when these kids come out and think, oh, okay, I got a degree and I'm going to get a job out of college and make six figures. Well, guess again. I mean, if you do get it, that's amazing. But I say, more power to you. But that's usually not the case. Anyway, I don't want to go on and on about this, but I really want you to think about some of the ways that you can think about some things that you want for yourself in all the different areas of your life. And if you need some help, then I say pick up a copy of the 151 Secrets to Master This Thing Called Life, because you know what? Inside there's going to be questions, and there's going to be some soul searching in there that you have to do so that you can move to the next, I love to call it the next stratosphere, because I feel like we have these different layers that go on in our life. And so if you know in advance that you want to get the things done, that book is going to help you. It's also, there's a journal where you can write down your answers and keep everything, all the action steps in one place so that you know exactly what you need to do to get that big dream going. All right, my lifers, thank you again for stopping by. I will be putting up some videos, so be sure to go to the website at lifesnecessitiesandluxuries.com or follow me at Dawn Marie's Fashion Finds on Instagram. And remember to live happily, lovingly, peacefully, successfully, necessarily, and luxuriously. Talk to you soon.
If you like what you hear, tell someone. If you like what you hear, be a dear and pass it on. Don't forget to stop at our website, www.lifesnecessitiesandluxuries.com, for more tips, tricks, tutorials to live a very necessary and luxurious life.